out.
Best through, so you figure that he would probably get to the change.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode number 4 of the Daily Dose Show. At this point, the night show.
The night show.
I am your co-host, Alex Hunt, and as always, my other co-host, Dominic Pagura. Glad to have you back again, man, and I'm ready to talk some ball with you today. We got a lot of good, interesting, and exciting things the Guardians are currently playing right now.
Yes, they are, sir. Thank you for having me on the show again. I appreciate it as always. Running a little bit late today, but like you said, hey, we're the late show. We're the night show.
We're the late show, ladies and gentlemen. We are the late show. We're here for all the late night action that happens in Cleveland sports. I mean, it's been a little bit of a rough couple of games here for the Guardians, but nonetheless, they did get the win last night, so that's a little boost of confidence coming into today. But
Guards pull ahead here. Josh Naylor with an RBI.
Ooh, Josh Naylor with an RBI. Good. He needs to get out of that little stint he's in. Good.
It was a good play.
You guys get a little game by game action. So good. It's a good thing to join early here.
We'll break it down for you as the game goes on. It's the 8th inning currently, so still got a little bit of game time left. It's still daylight outside, so while there's still daylight, play ball, as I say, play ball.
Play ball. Absolutely. But, I mean, yeah, it's... Huh?
I said, so Alex.
Here we are. I mean... We're getting closer and closer to the trade deadline, man. And as it's funny as we play these opponents, these division opponents, and a lot of them just so happen to have a lot of pitchers in trade talks. And if anybody caught any of the game earlier today, well, still going on, but earlier in the game, Bibee came out in the 6th inning with an injury. That's not good. He didn't even get to pitch in the 6th inning. So,
terrible.
With how good he was pitching too, I mean that really sucks because he could have really made it in the 7th, 8th inning. I mean, he was low pitch count. He was throwing really well. He was getting strikeouts, but he was also they were putting the ball in play, but it was just right to people. And I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's good. Obviously, we have the best bullpen in the MLB, so you feel a little bit better that you have to hand it off to them. You're like, oh no. But nonetheless, Bibee has been killing it, so that absolutely sucks to see him go out with that injury. But as I was saying, when you look at all these players, I mean, especially somebody like Zach Flaherty, or however you would like to say his name, Flaherty, and then you also have, I mean, Scooble's been all over the place on trade talks, so it's like. You play these dudes and you're sitting there like, is he going to be wearing a Guardians uniform in 2 weeks, a week? I mean, the chances are a little low that the division would trade in the division, but, right. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a good deal and you're not playing someone like the White Sox, maybe Fede or someone like that. When you're looking at that, I mean, yeah, you offer something. I mean, you got to do something, and now whether that's a pitcher or an actual player, a role player, somebody else in the lineup. I mean, the GM and Chris Antonetti Chris Antonetti. He said they like their team and they want to stick with what's been working, and you can't look at obviously the fact that we've had such a interesting start after the All-Star break. You can't look at that short sample and be like, "Aw." And I know a little bit before it was a little rough as well, so you're sitting here hoping that it starts to pick up a little bit. Will it not? But
that's going to be a big key. And I think it's really interesting that you mentioned, obviously, Chris Antonetti, Cleveland Guardians front office, has made it clear that they want to keep the roster that we currently have, and they want to work through the issues and the troubles that we seemingly can never escape. And the biggest thing to me with the trade deadline, of course, fastly approaching, are you going to make a move? Because I feel like this is a team that is within striking distance of
Yeah.
winning the division. I guess. I mean, I kind of think the division's ours anyways. As
Oh,
long as we continue this ride, and continue to knock out these teams that we should knock out. Me and Alex mentioned last week, of course, that this is the toughest stretch of our schedule. This last half of the season. So
Yes.
this is where we will really see if the boys are made to compete or not. And in that case, they need to bring a guy in here, throw him in that lineup now that Bobby's injured, and they need to get things going because this is the key
Yes.
to the rest of the season right here.
Yes.
Right
Stake
now.
your flag. Stake your flag, Mr.
This
Perguro,
is
because I
it.
believe. No, I
No.
believe it. No, I really do. I do. I believe it. Because if you just look at it, I mean, this is a team that has no money invested in the team really at all. I mean, at all. You are looking at it right now as you're one player away from potentially being even better than you are right now, which is a team that's sitting 20 games over 500.
Yep.
Going into the second half of the season. I mean, I believe you. I believe you. I mean, I am 100% with you in the fact that it just has to be. They need to make a move. They need to make it now. You have a bunch of young talent that's going to come up in the next couple of years, but you need to invest in that right now piece. That's just right now. You might have to lose a couple prospects, but I mean, it is with such a deep farm system like us. I believe that you can lose a couple of players, especially with the number one pick that you just got. I think they should be all in. All in.
I 100% agree.
All in.
100% agree. 150% agree with that, Alex.
But now
You know,
who do we want? Who do you want? Who
listen.
do you want? I want to know, who do you want?
It's not so much about who I want, it's about what we want. And what we want is a starting caliber pitcher. What I want is more firepower, especially on that defense. But personally, I think as a collective fan base, we can all agree that starting pitching is number one on our list.
Yeah.
I think if we were to go out and maybe look into the Toronto Blue Jays, I know we've mentioned the Blue Jays are a very involved team with a lot of trade talks all around the league right now. Some star players like Kevin Gossman, Chris Bassett,
Yep.
a couple other guys on that defense there. I'm looking at UC Kikuchi, actually, left-handed pitcher. I think he could be an interesting piece.
I heard his name. I heard his name pop up, and that's very interesting that you would say that because
Yes.
I agree. I'm with you on that. To be honest with you, I like him. I've seen him a couple of times, and I like him, and especially with how Cleveland treats pitchers. I like him a lot, and there's a couple pitchers. There's a lot of pitchers that are lingering out there that you can snag on these teams that aren't doing so hot, but potential. There's potential. We're not looking at the team. We're looking at the player.
We're looking at the player. So with this theoretical trade, as I could say theoretical,
Yeah.
could be a real thing in the next coming weeks. Who knows?
We're getting closer.
As of now, if he were to be inserted into the starting lineup, I mean, gosh, we're almost at the point where we're missing an ace. I mean, we're already missing our ace in Bieber, but with the whole rotation between, of course, Gavin Williams being in and out, Allen being in and out, of course, Bibby's now in and out. Ben Lively's the only one that really seemingly has, kind of maintained his position there. But with the guy that we got from the Giants and Carrasco, it's just like this team is so much better everywhere else but pitching, and it's a shame that that's kind of where we're at now, with such a promising season, half of it behind us, the rest of it in front of us, and we're pretty much down to like one or two starting pitchers left. It should be in like code red area right now for the Cleveland Guardians. Code red, we need to go get a guy and bring him in ASAP because we have no time to be messing around, especially as August comes around.
No, 100%. And I just looked at the I just looked at the comment section, and Paul said the guards are cursed with injuries. And
Paul!
and I just want to
Paul!
say welcome, Paul, if you're still listening. I
Paul.
might have looked over here a little too late, but nonetheless, Paul, welcome. I know we've
welcome.
never met, but I've heard a lot about you nonetheless.
If it's the Paul I know, he's a great guy. We gotta get him on this show.
No,
ASAP.
and Paul, I was just about to say, I was like, Paul, if you want to, buddy, you can be a part of the screen. We'd love to have you on the show and talk some guards with you, man. But
Paul's a
nonetheless,
knowledgeable guy.
but nonetheless, the guards are cursed with injuries. Tanner Bybee, I think is still the ace nonetheless. Without Bieber, Tanner Bybee is so good. He just, that injury sucks because he was having such a good game. But you're right. Lively is the only other pitcher that's really shown consistency. Gavin Williams he's starting to come around a little bit, so I wouldn't completely shut him out of being a 2-3. I would like Lively to be like a 3-4. Carrasco is going to be gone if you get a new pitcher. I mean, Logan Allen could maybe come back, but from what we've seen, I mean, Logan Allen, I mean, he's struggled, and he had a really good year last year, and he showed some strength, but if he cannot keep that command good, then he is going to be done for. That's all I got to say.
And I do want to say one interesting thing is that the Oakland Athletics have been a low-key pitching farm last season and this season, bearing their pretty miserable record. They've got a couple notable pitchers, and I would love to say Miller, but I kind of think he's untouchable as of right now.
Yeah.
They have a Lucas Ursig.
Yeah, I've seen him. And I always wonder what his last name is.
Now, he is a newly transitioned pitcher. He was originally a third baseman when he was drafted into the league, and just recently in the last 2-3 years, he made that switch to pitcher. He's a right-hander. He's got a 98-mile-per-hour fastball that, I mean, you know, that's just something that you don't really see out of guys that make that switch right away. I would imagine his fastball will probably be somewhere in the low 90s range, but you know, with that kind of poise on the mound, and a sub-3 ERA, I think it's pretty interesting to say that you know, we may have to look at the Oakland Athletics and say, you know, we might have to acquire a pitcher from you. Another big team that has a couple pitchers, the Angels. They have a Tyler Peterson that I know is only he's only under contract for the rest of this season. So this may be a good time to kind of jump on that and see if we can get a half-season rental. Half-season rentals are nice.
No, and that's true because like half-season rental right now is almost. I mean, it especially with the front office stating that they're like, we're good, like we're cool. With that being in mind, you're sitting there and you're wondering to yourself, like, I wonder where it's gonna go. Like, I wonder if they're gonna buy. I wonder, like, I think they should go short term. I really do. Like, I think that's what they're gonna do. I'm from a realistic standpoint of like what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna go for the short term, and it's gonna be somebody like that, like someone that we're not really expecting on our list necessarily. But as Cleveland fans, we can dream. We can dream that we're gonna get somebody really decent and go crazy. I mean, listen, if Bybee comes out and he ends up being hurt for a little bit, then I think they definitely are going to go buy a pitcher, and I think they're going to go buy a pitcher. Because if Bybee's out for a long period of time, then you got to almost bring back up one of the pitchers you brought down, and then you got two liabilities in the rotation. Because I think the other ones are starting to collectively bring themselves back together.
Well, and you know what? It's interesting because one of those players that I was kind of surprised that the guards let go of kind of early was Cal Quantrill. Obviously,
Yeah.
The Rockies went and picked him up pretty quickly as soon as we kind of let him go. Um, that would be a name and an arm that, of course, we're familiar with, and
Yeah.
it might be something. It might be something that he can come in and be able to again have a half season rental and at least contribute while we're getting some of these guys healthy. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just keep calling guys up. We may have to rotate some guys in our bullpen, and I remember the whole Xavier Curry, Hunter Gaddis kind of experiment type deal where we kind of were seeing where we could play them, and they're more of Curry's more. I don't know. Curry's interesting because he can start on.
He can start. He had a good start. He had a decent start yesterday. I mean, he might not have got the he might not have got the win, but nonetheless, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Wasn't.
He wasn't bad. But can I get a guards check?
Guards check. What do you mean?
How are they doing?
Oh, they won.
They won?
They won.
It's over. Let's go. Now we're hyped. That's celebration time. Now we're hyped. Now this is a celebration show.
On the day, Quan had an RBI. Josh Naylor had an RBI.
Okay.
It was a low score. I mean, it was only 2-1.
Yeah.
But besides that, Naylor had a hit.
Good.
Angel, is it Angel or Angel?
Angel Martinez.
Angel Martinez.
Yeah, that's. I watched that. I watched his hit. I'm in on that.
Bo Naylor even had a hit today.
I did. I saw he scored. And you had to walk today.
He had 2 runs. He was our 2 runs.
He was our 2 runs?
He was both of our runs.
That's insane.
Today. Yep. Bybee had 4 strikeouts. Hunter Gaddis had 3. Clase had 1 to close the game out. Barlow had 1. So, it's not our bullpen, and that's usually where, especially last year where we were kind of sitting at this point, we were continuing to harp on the bullpen and why they couldn't carry games out through the middle innings and get them into the closing stages of these games where Clase can come in and throw his flamethrower and get us out of the game with his American League leading saves.
Yeah.
Almost a franchise
Listen, he can get there by the end of the year with the rate that we're going, with the rate we're going. He can definitely get there by the end of the year. And 100%. Yeah, I mean, as I'm scrolling through these stats, man, I mean, you're looking at some good stuff. I mean, it sucks Bybee couldn't get the win because he would have if he just literally went out and pitched a throw. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If he just started the 6th inning, he would have got it. But he literally got injured in warm-ups. So that's not good. I mean, yeah, and I'm looking Gaddis as a 1.13 ERA. I mean, that's lethal. And especially with how much this bullpen is used. I heard him talking about it on the broadcast. They were talking about how heavily this bullpen is used when you look at appearances. But then when you look at the pitch counts, they're not really getting in that high of pitch counts. I mean, Barlow didn't really even have that high of a pitch count, and he pitched technically went through a couple innings. He went through an inning and then got a little bit into another inning.
Yep.
And so, I'm surprised we haven't seen more Gaddis for 2-3 innings. I'm surprised he isn't a long reliever guy. Especially because he has the starting experience, and I feel like he's usually good that first time through the order. So it's almost like you could throw him in there for, even 2 innings. Like when you're in a situation where he comes in and maybe it's the 2, 3, 4, and then he gets the 5, 6, 7 after, and you're like maybe pitch the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the 1, and then you have someone else come in 2, 3, 4. You clean it out. It's like you got. It sucks, and that's the thing, with the Guardians, it sucks how I should say it like this, as long as the offense is decent and they can put up 4 to 5 runs a game, if the offense could get to, for the rest of the year, 4 to 5 runs a game, that's it. They will be in such a good position because Lively keeps them under. Bybee keeps them under that. To be honest, Gavin Williams has been keeping opponents under that recently. Like, if you can get to that point, the only people you're worried about at the 4 to 5 win level is really Carrasco. And then maybe whoever your other person is, unless you trade for someone, then you'll be good. But, like, that's why I'm not worried about the offense, and they're doing exactly what we talked about on the last episode. And if you didn't tune into the last episode, we were talking about how they need to get some consistency in the lineup. And they have been, and that's starting. I mean, even though they win this one 2-1, so we can't really say the offense was all that great. But nonetheless, if you can just score runs, our pitching is good enough to win you games. We just need to put up that 4 or 5 runs a game, because we can come in and win 70% of the 2-1 games. So then you're good, because then you can afford to lose those 2-1s at the offense is, down, and it's never going to be perfect. And I will say I am very glad that this little thing is happening right now, because I hope they hit this at the end of this, and they catch this for the rest of the year.
Yep.
But nonetheless, this win was really good to keep them afloat. That's a good division win. You have Detroit one more time for 2 games, I believe, because then I think you're more Minnesota and Kansas City for the rest of the year, because we haven't really seen that much KC. I mean, we've seen a little bit of them, but
Well, and it's interesting because, we still have all of these interdivisional games coming up. Obviously, we have these today and tomorrow against the Tigers. A quick series this weekend that is this weekend. I was going to say, is it already the end of July?
Oh, baby. I mean, July is cooking, man. We're cooking, dude. We're cooking. We're 24 days into July. I mean, it's beautiful. We're here. We're here live with the audience out here. We're feeling good, man.
We're live.
We're good.
With that series against the Phillies this weekend, and then we'll go to Detroit on Monday and Tuesday. Then we have a quick turnaround in Baltimore, in Arizona,
home at Baltimore and home.
Arizona.
Yeah.
And then we go out to Minnesota. So
and Minnesota is a 4-game series. Whether it says 3 games on there, there's a doubleheader in that first game.
Hey, so they play on my birthday.
Oh, big boy Dom. We got birthday boy Dom coming in. That's crazy talk. Man.
But anyways, no, I was gonna
go
say.
Ahead.
With those divisional games, I mean, we have to split those. We have to win those series. We have to, depending on if it's a 4 or 3 game series, we have to split them, win them, whatever it takes. But when we're playing those outside of the division games, we got a big series at the Yankees coming up soon in August as well, in about a month.
That's gonna be fun.
Huge season still ahead of us.
Oh, big season.
This again. The main focus we've been talking about is what do the Guardians need to bring in to continue this success and continue their push for the postseason. My biggest thing, I know we've mentioned it, starting pitching, firepower, and defense. Obviously, again, we've seen the consistency that some of these guys have played with, but then we've seen, I know we talked about at the bottom of the order, 6 through 9, not too good.
6 through 9 is the key, man. 6 through 9 is the key.
So if we can get those guys going and we can get this starting pitching back on par, then by beginning of September, I think these guys will start to really feel the confidence building as they near the playoffs. And I think that's something that they really need. They need confidence, and they need to understand that this doesn't have to be just a one-off season. Like, this doesn't just have to be, they had a lucky season, or they had this or that. No, this is the accumulation of all the hard work that they've put in, all of the sacrifice and BS that they've had to deal with, and we've been rewarded very nicely this season with good play, consistency, and of course that number 1 overall pick, which hopefully in the near future will be able to prove dividends for us and really, really contribute to what the Guardians are hoping to build for the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years down the line. Not getting too far into the future, though, I want to ask you, Alex. I know we did our predictions and everything like that, but with the way that the season
Yeah.
currently stands as of today
Okay.
is July 24th.
Okay.
We're sitting at what are we sitting at here?
61-30.
61 and 40.
Oh, sorry, 61-40. That was a little. That's crazy.
So we continue. So we are currently tied with the Orioles in terms of losses, but we have one more win than them. So we currently sit atop of the American League, and people are still going crazy and still losing hope. I can't believe personally that people are losing hope for this team and kind of like, yep, here it goes. Here comes the fall.
Yeah.
We are still sitting at the top of the American League. Yankees, Astros, Orioles, Twins, Red Sox, Royals, Mariners. All those teams sit below us, and they're looking up at us.
You talk to them.
With that in mind, what are you so worried about? We're fine. As long as we continue to split the series, win the series, continue to win these games against interdivision rivals, we should be just fine. Even if we're not the number 1 seed, we're fine. We're fine. Main focus, get some starting pitching in Cleveland.
Yeah, we got some people, Indians to the chip. Absolutely, that's it's the Guardians nonetheless.
What are people saying? What are people saying in the chat?
We did not. I mean, other than that, someone said, "Will Tony Busby be a problem?"
Tony Busby? We're talking Busby? Don't get me started on Busby. Who said that? Who said that?
Max Daw.
Oh my god. Busby, really?
Yeah, it says, "Will Tony Busby be a problem?"
Busby can stay as far away from the Cleveland Guardians as possible, please. I don't want anything to do with that guy. I got blocked on Instagram as far as I need to go.
Tony Busby.
I can't.
Who is Tony Busby? Why am I out of the loop? Who's Tony Busby?
Tony Busby. Again, this is so random. Tony Busby is the guy who, and this is totally random. He's the guy who represented all of the people. I shouldn't say people, all of the women that filed their sexual complaints against Deshaun Watson.
Oh no!
The one guy who represents all of them.
I'm clipping this. I'm clipping this.
If Busby wants to get involved in a little bit of Cleveland baseball, trust me, there's going to be a whole shitstorm stirring up for him.
Yeah,
I want nothing to do with Busby.
We want nothing to do with Tony Busby here on the fucking Daily Dose Show. Tony Busby on here. That's hilarious. That is funny. That's good news, man. But oh my gosh. That's
what a
good.
loop. That threw me through a loop. I was not expecting that.
Nah, I'm glad you're getting hyped though, man, because nonetheless, the Guardians are in such a regardless of what the Guardians do, we should just be so excited that we get to watch every single game on ice, on just oh my gosh, what's going to happen? The offense is going to come back, guys. It's going to be okay. We're not just going to fall off a cliff. We have so much talent to let that happen. And right now, to be honest with you, it's crazy because it's the young kids, the young cats that are kind of Angel Martinez is doing well. Noel is doing well. Jose hasn't been off to completely. I mean, he's had a couple hits and he's gotten a couple RBIs. But him, Naylor, David Fry, we're waiting for all these people to get up and get at him. And there's one thing I did want to say. And I don't know how I feel about it, but Chill Will, man. Every time he comes up to bat, I almost am just damn. Will Brennan's up. I'm shh.
Which is rough to say because he's had an interesting career so far.
He has.
He's still young, so he's still got a lot to prove, but when those moments come around where he proves himself and he shows up and he really plays hard and has a big play out in right field or hits a home run, chill will, whatever. It's like, great, but you know that it's not going to be an everyday thing.
No,
So,
it's not at all. It's inconsistent.
and I can name that for a couple different guys. For Rocchio, I can name that.
Yeah,
Arias, I can name that.
yeah,
Tyler Freeman, I can name that.
yeah,
Bo Naylor, I can name that. One thing that
yeah.
sticks out to me the most, though, why isn't Andre Jimenez being talked about more?
In what sense? In good or bad terms?
In the sense of,
Or in any terms?
in the terms of what he does for this team, because he's already a proven platinum glove winner.
His glove is insane. I will go with that. His glove is insane.
When he's on, he's on. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been on. He's been.
I don't know. He's had a lot. I've seen the Guardians are in that position right now where they're making really good contact. It's just going to people. Like I saw, like Angel Martinez could have had 2 hits. He smoked a ball but it got caught in the gap. Like he smoked it. And even there was just a couple. It's just like it right now they're in that weird position where even like Flaherty he tipped one, he toe tapped one right to the first baseman to tag Andre Jimenez out. That should be a single. Like little things like that, like right now, are just not going the way of the Guardians, and that's another and it's baseball. Like that's just kind of how it goes. Like if you look at the first half, we had a lot of crazy stuff happen. If you look at now, it's like a lot of we're having to really work and play baseball for our outs. Like really, either like we got to get base runners and we got to work from the ground up again, and it's fine. I'm cool. It's gonna be okay.
One big thing that I'm seeing is that apparently Bybee just has some leg cramps.
That's what I thought it was. I mean, that's what people were saying, and that's what I figured. But nonetheless, that sucks because he had a really good outing, and it sucks he did not get the win.
It does. But that's promising. And it's just weird. I haven't seen a pitcher in Cleveland, starting pitcher in Cleveland. It's not that they don't show command or like that they're like the ace or anything like that, but I just haven't seen a guy with like a lot of fire and like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
Yeah.
compared to some of these other teams, like I just haven't seen a guy, even a player that's called up or someone who's just kind of, Hunter Gaddis, Ben Lively, Logan Allen, and whatever. I just haven't seen anybody really like go out there, throw strikes, and get lit. You know what I mean? Like,
Get physical. Get out there.
Nobody's really shown any command on that mound lately.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to say it's a fault necessarily because not everybody has to have that, but I just feel like it's something that this team is kind of lacking, especially in an area and a time when injuries are like running rampant. We need somebody and we need guys to really step up and show that they are in command of that offense and or defense more so. And just to go out there and show that, like, hey, I can get through 5-6 innings if that bullpen just is behind me, and if Clase's waiting up in the rafters, that's all I need. I'll go out there, throw 5-6 innings, perfect. That's all. We've been kind of missing it.
I mean, we do. We need it. And if you look at the recent games, man, it sucks because it's like you've lost a couple of those 2-1 games. And it's like those pitchers are like it hurts a little bit when you have a good outing and you don't get to win. Like Paul Skeen's first loss was giving up 2 runs. Like that sucks. As a pitcher, you're not happy with that because obviously you had a good outing, but you don't get the win to show for it on the stats. But yeah, I mean, you have such a good bullpen, and it's like you also look at it from the other way, like. You've seen that Gavin Williams and Bybee and Lively, they can do it. They all can do it, and they can do it consistently. and they can give it to you. And then your fourth is Carrasco, who sometimes can, sometimes can't. And then, I mean, once you get to the point where you're going to need a fifth, you're looking at, I mean, the San Francisco, the kid from San Francisco. I mean, you're looking at, you bring Curry. You're looking at Logan Allen maybe comes back. Sticks maybe comes back.
Sticks, need him back. He's huge.
Yeah, I know you do. You do
I
need
don't
him
know,
back.
man. Ever since he came, and ever since I get it, and I really want him to be good, but I just don't know how much longer this shit can go on with him. I mean, the dude he's got sticks for arms. He's got sticks for arms.
Oh well, that's no. I called him Sticks because his number was 11, but no, I was kidding. He's Sticks. It's because he's skinny, buddy. It is skinny.
And he just has, I do like him as a player, but he's got no velocity. Like he'll paint the corners and he'll throw some what's the word I'm looking for?
What do you mean?
Like he'll change up the speed of his pitches. He doesn't have to throw super fast, but he'll paint the corners and I don't know. Personally, I've never really been a big fan of McKenzie. Honestly, I'll be straight up with you.
I have high hopes on him, but injuries have tainted my my image on him for sure.
I don't know. I feel like that's a fair statement to make, and it's just interesting to see kind of where we sit with him and some of these other pitchers, and I really hope that we can get this starting pitching rotation straightened out. But besides that, I mean, we're looking ahead again. We have a big month ahead of us. A lot of big games, of course. A couple four-game series that are really going to be important for us. A couple more series against the Royals, a couple against the Twins, and a few to clean up against the Tigers. So still plenty of games ahead of us. A lot of out of division, a lot of out of our time zone kind of games. A lot of games out on the West Coast, Midwest.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see where we stand in about a month. But I'm excited, and I think that the Guards can really assert their dominance this next month here. Besides that, I don't really have much left to mention.
I'm looking here. I'm looking at August, the month of August, and the opponents, and just the list of people.
And what do we think? We got a gauntlet, man. A gauntlet.
It's insane. I mean, we have so many good games. We have a lot of home games. That's good though. You only really go on there's only really a 2-week stretch, not even.
Yep.
It's nice. It's nice. It's gonna be nice. That Minnesota away series and the New York away series are very much the keys, and then obviously the Baltimore home series to start off August.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, it's insane.
I'm excited though. I got to get out to another game. We got to get out.
We got to get to a game. I mean, we got to get out to a game. We got to come out. We got to see our boys back live in action, so we can come out and give you the live analysis. I've been to a good amount of games though, so.
You have been to a lot of games this year.
I have. I've been
Which one's been your favorite so far? I know our game wasn't too exciting, but
no. I haven't been to a lot of victories so far, to be honest with you. Favorite game so far though, that's a really good question. I'm gonna have to give it to me going to the game against the Athletics. I went to a game at home at the Guardian Stadium against the Athletics, and we took the W. We took the win. It was a good game. We got there nice and early, so I didn't have to worry about that. It was cold though, but we got the win, and I did not go to a lot of victories this year, so. But I mean, other than that, I think that's the Guardians. The Guardians are just a wait and see kind of thing.
Absolutely, I agree.
We got to just wait and see. But nonetheless, I think this is a good time to a good little break in the period to ask Senor Dom our trivia question of the day.
Oh,
Yes, this dude has no idea what is about to come his way, but I'm excited to add this little side note. I hope you give me some too, because it'll be fun to kind of test knowledge. We can go outside of Cleveland sports, but I
love
stayed
trivia.
I stayed inside of Cleveland sports for this one. I need you to name me the top 3 leading stolen base leaders in the Cleveland Indians history. Now, I will say the third one is insanely hard. I don't know if you're going to get the third one here, but just 3 leading stolen base leaders. These
Okay,
are the
so
speed.
is one of them? Okay, so are the top 2 within like my lifetime, or are some of these guys?
No,
outside?
they're all of them are outside. All 3 of them are outside of our lifetime. 2 of them are in the same played on the same team,
Really?
and one of them played in was drafted in like 06 or 01. Like 1901. That's why I said, unless you really know about this dude, like you will not, like unless you kind of know about him, you won't get it. And I'll end up telling you. But that was just like a hoping you would maybe just be like, oh my god, yeah, it's this dude. And I'd be like, oh wow, you're insane. The first 2 you'll get. The first 2, like you'll get it through a process of
Okay.
elimination. You will.
Are they? Well, I don't want to guess too many times though. I don't want to. Okay, so first 2 I'll rattle off. Not Jose Ramirez.
No.
Not Lindor.
Outside of our era.
Oh, outside of our era. Okay.
They're
okay.
all of them. The 2 played in the same era, and it's I'll give before the 90s.
Okay. I think I got it. So
2. The other one's 1901. You're just gonna have to
Kenny
spit out a
Lofton-
name.
Kenny Lofton's definitely one.
He is number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Shit.
Kenny Lofton is number 1.
Stolen bases.
Stolen bases. Think about people who are fast. This guy is sneaky fast. Sneaky fast. You're not thinking you wouldn't think about him as stolen bases. And to be fair, I bet you this has probably shown up on the broadcast of the Guardians like 1,000 times.
Not Baerga.
No.
Not
They
Baerga.
They played these. They bulled out, man. We were just talking about this guy. We just talked about this guy in the last episode of the show.
Not Ramirez. Not Manny. Who
No.
else played for us? God.
What do you mean?
Omar.
Omar Vizquel is number 2.
He's number 2.
Number 2.
Wow. Number 3.
1901.
There's a number 3.
There is a number 3 from 1901.
From 1901. From 1901. I don't even know where to start.
Do you want to? All right, here, hold on. I'll let you, because I know it. I know.
Okay, how about this? Give me a couple names of who. Okay, go ahead.
Name. I got you. I'm gonna save you here. Name me the third, like that's current. Name me the next current. I don't mean like current like on the team, but I mean our era. Name the next person that's on the list. Like that you would know, because the next people in between it is all like 60s, 70s, 80s, things like that.
Gotta be Jose.
There's another dude. Think about, I'm talking like our entire. Oh wait, is Jose a guess?
You said in between like who's the next person that I would know, I would
No,
say
no,
Jose.
no, no, no. I'm just like, all right, listen. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah. Out of every person you know, who would have the most stolen bases? And you think Jose? Yeah, that's right. It is Jose.
Really?
Jose's 9th or 6th.
Which one?
You can look.
Is he 6 or is he 9? Or is he 9 or is he 6? This guy's digging into his
I'm going deep right now.
yeah.
I'll tell you where Jose is right now. 6.
6. Okay.
Jose is 6. Above him is Terry Turner is number 3.
Who?
Nap Laoe is 4. Ray Chapman is 5. Jose Ramirez is 6. Elmer Flick is 7.
Elmer Flick.
Harry Bay is 8.
Harry Bay.
Brett Butler is 9. Bill Bradley is 10. And then like after that, Rick Manning you would know obviously.
Oh yeah, Rick Manning.
Grady Sizemore is 17. Jason Kipnis is 16.
Okay.
Other than that, Michael Brantley's 22. And other than that, that's the top 25 that you would know.
Stolen bases, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Kenny Lofton and Omar Vizquel are the 1 and 2 for stolen bases.
Well, that makes sense for Kenny, especially because I knew he had wheels. And Omar, though, that kind of throws me off. I would not have guessed that. I was trying to think of anybody, and you were like, huh?
Omar, bro, come on. We're talking about him.
Hey, man. That's a questionable one right there. I would never. Honestly, I was surprised I got it.
You're surprised?
A little bit. Now, I want to ask you a question here. So I'll name the my top 3 players from the 90s team. So Lofton, Omar. I mean, Almar's up there. I don't know if I'd consider him top 3. Tomey, I mean, he's probably top 3.
Albert Bell was a dog.
Albert Bell was a dog. Okay, so who's your favorite 90s player from the Guards, Indians, whatever?
If it comes from like it, that's interesting. It's between Omar Vizquel and Kenny Lofton, and yeah, because I mean, Kenny Lofton was just like the things he did on the field, and like just how gritty he was, how good of a baseball player he was. He was just a good baseball player. He was so good all around. But Omar Vizquel was also just a dog. I mean, he was second in base. You didn't even think he was second, but he was second in stolen bases, and he was a dog.
Righto.
So,
I mean,
I don't even know. I mean, I would maybe give it to Kenny just because Kenny was just such a good fielder that it was almost like automatic.
yo,
It's almost like Andres Jimenez. Like Andres Jimenez, you know when the ball's hit over there, like 9 out of 10 times, probably 9.5 out of 10 times he's getting it. Like
100%.
so,
100%.
I mean that might be who I'm going with, but
I think it's a good pick, man. I think it's a good pick.
it might be a little basic, but I really do. I'm a fan.
No, that's a good pick. I like it. I think it's fair enough. I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion on it, mainly because I asked you, but I would probably have to agree, honestly. I mean, basic. Who cares if it's basic? I mean, that's sometimes basic is the fact, fact of the matter. So,
Oh, and also, we can't forget breaking news. We got Amari Cooper signed for the rest of the year, as we were talking about on the last show. But
So-
nonetheless, we fought for it. We fought. It was us. It was us.
It was us. It was us. And our Josh Gordon rant.
Oh, our Josh Gordon rant.
They
Yeah,
seen
absolutely.
it. They seen it, and they were like, "All right, well, we don't want another one of these on our hands."
We don't need another Josh Gordon rant. We don't need. They don't need Alex going off about how Amari Cooper needs to get signed. We got it. We got it before we go to camp.
But the biggest thing with that is going to be, we have him through the rest of the year. What's going to happen at the end of the year?
Big question. What's gonna happen to Amari Cooper?
So this, even though Amari had a career year, it still wasn't enough for him to get that deal done. And you know what? Maybe that's not so much the case, because it may be more of Cleveland's finances just weren't really working in their favor. So they had to kind of work through some financial trouble and find a nice solution that kind of worked for the both of them. And I think that's kind of where we sit. You know, they had to go through some of the difficulties that every franchise runs into, especially during the offseason with signing guys and making sure guys are showing up to training camp so that they can get in the rhythm with all the main guys that
Yeah,
are there.
100%.
Deshaun. So with that being said, I think Amari's contract, I mean, that's kind of the cheapest we're going to get him for. And personally, I think it was the right move. It was the 100% right move. He even got a pay increase. He got a raise, bruh. He got a raise.
He got a raise.
They said, "Hey man, listen. I know we made you play with PJ Walker, Dorian Thompson Robinson, Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And who am I forgetting?
What? DTR?
No, I didn't forget DTR. Who's the guy at the end of the season that played for us?
Joe Flacco?
No, not Joe. Why I wouldn't forget Joe Flacco. Who's the guy that played in the one game for us against the Bengals?
Yeah, but Amari didn't play.
No, I know, but who was that?
Got him from the Lions.
I can't think of his name.
Number 12. Oh my god. What is his name?
He's
That's
a
good.
white guy.
Yes.
Are you eating trail mix?
Animal crackers, but
Ooh. Are they frosted?
sadly not.
Damn, this guy. Who? I gotta look it up. I don't care. I gotta look it up. Gotta look it up.
No, look it up.
QBs
Because it's interesting.
2020. Well, hey, we won't have to worry about that this year because we got James. Oh, Jeff Driscoll. That's who it was.
Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll.
Former
That-
Lion.
That
former
mother,
Bengal.
yeah, former Lion.
Yeah, so anyways, that had nothing to do with it. But like he had said, Cooper, I mean, Cooper is in for another big year, especially with Watson looking healthy. The rest of the offense kind of finding their groove. I know that today they listed both of our offensive tackles, Conklin and Wills, are currently dealing with some injuries through training camp, so I know that they're a little slow to start, but DeJuan Jones, baby. He's
Yeah,
ready to roll.
big. And listen, the Browns had 0 people not report. That's awesome, man.
That's
That's huge. You
Huge.
love to see that everybody's bought in, everybody's locked in and ready to go. I mean, it's like the Browns right now, and it's kind of funny because obviously we're not very much an Ohio State show, but it's giving me the same vibe as Ohio State. You have
Right.
the team. You've built so much up. You have so many people that have stayed here for so long because they want to get the Super Bowl. They want to get the ring. They want to get the championship. It's the same with Ohio State. I mean, this team they have so many seniors and so many people that should be in the draft that want to be here to get that championship. It's the same thing. They are chasing it. And obviously, once again, we're not an Ohio State show, but
Mm-mm.
we'll always talk about a little bit of Buckeyes, and I think that they have a really good chance to win the championship. And I think the Browns have a really good chance of winning the Super Bowl if they can stay healthy and stay consistent and be as good as people think. Because everybody's writing Deshaun off, and I think that's perfect. I want no hype around him. I want him to.
Whatever.
I don't care. I want him to literally just ball out this year and have no expectations going into it because I don't care about the media. I love when the media is against the Browns. It's always better. Just leave us alone.
And you know
let
what?
us do the talking for real.
That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna continue to talk about the Browns in a negative manner, and they're gonna continue to say that they're not gonna be as good as they were, and that they had some kind of luck last season. You don't have that kind of luck and still finish 11-5. You don't.
Someone. Yeah, you're no 100%. 100%. And by the way, someone just asked, who's the baseball GOAT?
Baseball GOAT.
Who is
Greatest
the
of all
baseball
time.
GOAT?
Well, and you know what? It's interesting because I think where we sit right now in the MLB, there's nobody really playing currently that like I would consider the GOAT, honestly.
Ohtani's too early in his career.
Judge is too early in his career.
Judge is too early in his career. Mike Trout is injured and just never was on a good team.
Right.
And then, I mean, which isn't his fault. And I hate that, like, that's a thing. But, like, it is a thing, and it sucks. But, like, yeah, Ohtani did it right. Ohtani did what Mike Trout should have done, which is he went to a different team. And you're right. It's definitely not in this era. If you're thinking best players of all time, you have to be thinking in the Barry Bonds era. Or, I mean, maybe even a little bit after. I mean, there's a lot of people that you can talk about, like, the GOAT.
So, my first thing is I'm thinking about a couple guys. The couple names that popped off to me, Big Papi, of course.
Yeah.
Again, this is just names that popped off to me. I have a number one, I think.
But is fielding a factor in it? Because if you're counting fielding, Big Papi was just a straight DH. And baseball is a game of having a job, having some sort of responsibility, and like DHs, they just hit. And like not saying that's not a good job because hitting's a hard part of it, but fielding is an aspect, I believe.
So, okay, so David Ortiz is up there.
But yeah.
What do you think? Okay, so again, this is just naming names. Albert Pujols, he's up there.
Put him at first base.
I'm trying to think who else. Because then, like you had said, again, getting into the Barry Bonds era, I mean, you've got guys. Oh gosh, trying to be original here.
You almost have to be original.
Mark McGwire's up there.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you said, Barry Bonds.
I mean, there's people that do everything. There's
Lloyds.
If you're maybe go by position would be a better question. You know what? I can dig that. I dig that. They're letting us change. They're letting us change it. Do you want to do go by position?
I like that. I like go by position.
All right, hold on. So now we're getting deep into this. Now we're getting deep.
When you mention Barry Bonds, though, it's interesting because Barry Bonds.
First,
I mean, he could be number one. He could be the GOAT, but the steroids thing, man.
Do you want to put Big Papi at best DH?
Yes.
Do you want to just put that? Do you want to start out with that? Big Papi at best DH? Albert Pujols at best first base? Or like, I mean, who else played first? Technically, I mean, all the big boys probably tried to play first at some point in time. To be fair, you could probably count everybody as a. So all right, so first base we'll do Albert Pujols. I get that works for me. Shortstop. All right, we'll go. Let's get the pitcher out of the way too. Let's get the pitcher debate. Who's the GOAT pitcher?
Probably Randy Johnson.
I was gonna say it's between him or why did just the second I went to say his name?
Clayton Kershaw?
No. A little bit before Kershaw. Oh my gosh.
A little before Kershaw.
Bro, can we just honorable mention for Cole Hamels? Cole Hamels is a GOAT, man. But no, what's his name? Holiday, maybe? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on everybody's name right now? Never mind, keep going.
Martinez?
Who'd you say? Who'd you say?
I said Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson works. It works. I was thinking of someone, but I just can't think of the name. I'll come back to it if I remember.
Man, the Mets are raking the Yankees right now.
Good.
Lindor's got 21 home runs on the season. Can you believe that?
Really? He's raking this year? All right.
After a really, really, really slow start. Really slow start.
All right, so shortstop. Now we have to go to shortstop.
Shortstop? I mean...
Second. Sorry. Wrong part of the diamond. Do we do...
Oh, second. Okay, second base.
Does Derek Jeter do enough?
I think Jeter does enough.
I hate the Yankees, but I love Derek Jeter.
Jeter's...
Does he do enough to be the best?
I think so.
All right. I'll be in on Derek Jeter.
Okay.
I'll be in on Derek Jeter. So now shortstop. Hold on.
I can't even think of anybody that we would really know shortstop wise. Oh, gosh.
Oh, there's got to be someone. Cal Ripken? Was he a shortstop?
I don't know. Cal Ripken, he was a third.
Yeah, I think they're lying to me right now because Alex Rodriguez is one, and he might have played there like once or twice, but he was a third baseman.
A-Rod.
A-Rod was a third baseman though.
Well, I know, but he did play shortstop.
He did. So then maybe,
how the hell did I forget about A-Rod?
Well, I was gonna say A-Rod at third base though.
No, I think A-Rod at third base makes sense, or Chipper Jones from the Braves.
I mean, Chipper Jones was a GOAT.
You know what? I think A-Rod deserves third base. He deserves number one. I mean, you can't not include, just if you have Yankees bias or not, you can't not.
What about the steroids, though?
Well, I'm going to consider Barry Bonds in this list, too, so that kind of throws the steroids out the window.
All right, fair.
Fair. Yeah, I think A-Rod gets. I think A-Rod gets third base. Shortstop though is really.
Dude, can we confirm or deny? Like, hold on, I'm gonna confirm or deny if Cal Ripken played shortstop, he might be the best shortstop. Oh, it depends on.
Cal Ripken did play shortstop.
He did. I mean, we already have Jeter at second.
Well, Jeter could play shortstop too.
Jeter should be at shortstop, I feel like.
He should.
Yeah, so maybe shortstop is Jeter. Third is A-Rod. Second is Jason Kipnis.
Jackie Robinson, maybe?
At second?
Yeah.
All right.
Little Alomar.
Alright. Nah, I mess with that. I like that answer.
Yadier Molina? No. I
But-
like Jackie Robinson. You gotta have Jackie Robinson in there. He's
Alright,
a
Jackie
goat.
Robinson at second.
These Yankees guys watching the game right now, and they're showing like the crowd all leaving Yankee Stadium. Oh, they're all boo-hooing because they suck and they lost to the Mets. And the one kid walks by and flips the bird to the camera. Kidding me? Scumbag.
No,
Absolute scumbag.
no integrity. No integrity.
Disgusting. So I don't know, but I kind of think that takes us into
The outfield.
outfield. Yes, outfield. So with outfield specifically, I think personally, I mean center field, you've got to have well, no, not center field. Starting out in like left right field. I mean, because where did Babe Ruth play? You got to have Babe in there.
Wasn't Babe Ruth didn't he play like everywhere? Didn't he
Kinda,
pitch?
sorta.
Didn't he pitch a little fucking hit?
Willie Mays.
Where? In the outfield? Yeah.
Center.
Oh yeah, center. Willie Mays Hayes.
Right field though. Who?
Where did Hank Aaron play? Didn't Hank Aaron play in the outfield?
I think he played right field. Yeah. Right field. He played right field.
Hank Aaron's the GOAT.
Now,
And I think Hank Aaron's a dog.
Mickey Mantle played center field.
Ooh, Mickey
Barry
Mantle.
Bonds, he played left field. Barry Bonds played left field. That rounds out our outfield there. You've got Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, Babe Ruth. Baby Ruth?
What a goated team. Oh, catcher.
Catcher.
We need a catcher.
Who's a badass catcher? Badass catcher.
Can we talk about someone who just retired not that long ago?
Ross?
A little bit before that. Might even still technically be playing, but like should be retired.
Catchers?
Won a couple World Series.
Oh,
In our early childhood.
Buster Posey?
Buster Posey.
Buster Posey?
was a go. Buster
He was a
Posey.
goat. He was a goat.
Buster Posey was so good. Like I mean, but to be fair, what's his name? Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench?
Mr. Gambler, the first OG Otani.
What about Yogi Berra?
A catcher? I could go behind that. I could go
Ivan
behind
Rodriguez.
if we want to go like if we're paying tribute to the goats and the olden times a little bit, then yeah, I will go Yogi Berra. If we want to incorporate a little new, Buster Posey would be such a good pick because he was so good. He was so good.
He was so good.
His pop time was insane. His pop time.
What about Piazza? Mike Piazza?
Mike Piazza was really good. Contreras was really good.
Buster Posey, dude.
Or Yadier Molina. Sorry, Yadier
Oh, yeah, I mentioned
Molina.
Molina. I mentioned
Yadier Molina is really good. Like insane. Like he was insanely good too. One of those dudes. And so have we decided? Did we want to go? Are we going Yogi Berra?
No, I don't want to put Yogi in there. I want to give it to either Posey or dude, Buster Posey.
Did I unlock a memory for you right there with Buster Posey, bro? He's the GOAT. All right, so we have to pick them.
Yadier Molina, man, that's a good pick.
Yeah, Yadier Molina and Buster Posey are two solid picks. I mean, I don't know who you give it to, man.
Decide. I'll be right back.
Perfect, and this will be a great time for me to send it off to the social medias. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us at the Daily Dose Show. Follow us on Instagram at AA Hunt2_ and Dominic_Pagura. We love you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We love doing this with you guys every single day. We love fucking ranting to you guys. It's time. We love this shit. This is what we live for. But nonetheless, that was our top positions. And we will be back in just a second while Dom does what he does and we round out our tops and get into a little bit of the Browns.
All right, boy. What do we think?
He's back in the flash, and we're back.
I had to get some water.
Nah, you're all good, boy. You're all good. We're all good. Back to the Browns.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
We've been live. What are you talking about? Come on, boy. We stay live. But nonetheless, yeah, going back to the Browns, man. I mean, it's high hopes. I really have high hopes for Deshaun, man. I really another. By the way, the NFL doesn't even want me to go on a rant about Deshaun Watson because we'd be here for a while.
Don't get me started.
Deshaun Watson's the GOAT. Will be the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Fours up, baby. Fours up in the chat. It's time. We're fucking going, baby. We're Deshaun Watson lovers over here. We're gonna be Deshaun Watson Glazers.
I'm a Glazer. Anyways.
Anywho, yeah.
Anywho.
That's going on YouTube anyways.
Anywho.
Clip. You can wave to fucking all the clips on that one. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, the Browns, this team is fucking good, man. This team is so good. This team is so good. I'm passionate about the Browns. I'm so excited to bring the Daily Dose Show with the Browns, man. When we start getting into more, the Browns season starts ticking in. Hopefully, Guards postseason is kicking in, and the Cleveland Cavaliers season will start. We're hoping that at one point our shows are 3 of all the sports teams playing in action in October.
Oh, there will be 100%.
I don't even think that's possible because
No.
Is the World Series, does it go into the beginning of the basketball season? I thought it did, but so I know it gets into football season, but that's goated. So I'm hopefully we get all 3 of those and we're reporting to you guys live. We get
What's the chat saying?
I've been reading all the chat questions. Whenever the chat questions come up, we're good. We just named off our goated positions is a good question. Now to narrow that down to one person would be crazy. I mean, there's a lot of good names, and I really wish I could give it to Mike Trout, but it's just not being on a good team and kind of getting injured kind of hurts.
What will it take Will it take a championship, and how many championships will it take for players like Shohei and Aaron Judge to be up in that upper echelon?
I don't even know. I see, and obviously, like, you want the rings, and but that's the one thing is baseball. When it comes down to debates about baseball, there's such a respect of how hard the game is that the best players don't necessarily get compared to rings, and they do, I guess, and that's it's a good thing to pull up, but like there's players like Trout everywhere, all over the place, that are never gonna be and do whatever. But I believe if Shohei and if Aaron Judge Aaron Judge is just slowly cementing himself into the Hall of Fame and being one of the greatest players ever. Obviously, if he stays consistent for the next 3-5 years where he's still mashing, I think he will be talked about as the GOAT. And the Yankees in that time period will probably win one to 2. If they don't, then Judge may never get talked about as the GOAT because of the fact that they never did it with such good teams. But when you look at the individual, I mean, it's almost so hard to deny how good he is. And same with Ohtani. I mean, Ohtani's out of this world. I think if Ohtani pitched, he would be the GOAT. That's my opinion. If Ohtani pitched, if he pitched and he threw a sub 3.5 ERA in his whole career as a pitcher and pitched 3-4 seasons, I think he'd be the GOAT.
I think that's a fair point. I do. I really do. And it's interesting because I just don't know if we'll ever see Shohei pitch again. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you have so much money invested in him that if he gets a elbow injury and is out for the year, like, you lose him both ways.
Right. You're not just losing him as a hitter. They're
No.
lucky that they've been able to maintain him.
Yeah, and especially they've been seeing all the injuries.
Oh, yeah.
They've been seeing all the injuries.
100%.
Oh, and it's just so they're definitely playing it cautious, which is fair because it's their best player. It's your best player. So,
I mean, why wouldn't you? You know?
yeah,
I do the
100%.
same with any of my players. Does that kind of wrap it up for our Guardians talk, baseball talk, whatever talk?
It wraps it up for all. Yeah, it wraps up for our baseball talk. Football. Amari Cooper, obviously, we're getting into training camp. The team's gonna head down to the woods to go get some much needed work
Go golfing.
and go golfing, go relax, go enjoy being with the team, go learn some plays and learn how to gel together, and hopefully take the next steps needed to become the Super Bowl contending team that we think that they can be. And yeah, I mean, I've been seeing clips all around the league of everybody's getting hot. It's getting active again.
So, looking ahead, though, one main point I want to mention, and I think this would be a fair thing to kind of look ahead for maybe the next couple shows as we kind of dive into our NFL preseason-ish time of year.
Yeah.
I think it would be fair to kind of list off, especially for our Cleveland Browns, position-wise. I want to name off like a position or two, maybe even a whole skill group here, and just kind of pick your brain and see what you think in terms of where they rank against the rest of the notable standouts in our league.
Yeah.
One area I really want to mention, and I mentioned it already, the offensive line.
Yeah.
Now, with our offensive line, interesting little dynamic here that we have going on. Jedrick Wills coming off a season-ending injury. Jack Conklin coming off a season-ending injury.
Yeah.
DeJuan Jones, big Thanos. He's our guy. What's going to happen here with our tackle position? What do you kind of gauge is the way that the Browns are kind of aiming towards as the season closes in and as these position battles start to kind of heat up here? What do you think we're going to be looking at?
They're going to try to keep it the same, and they're going to try to keep that group that they've bred so long to be. But I mean, even with the fact that like you're drafting players, you're starting to bring young guys in that have this talent. So yeah, they're kicking themselves on what they're gonna do here, and obviously like I like Jedrick Wills, but he's inconsistent. I definitely believe.
Ridiculous.
I mean like Conklin can't stay healthy, which sucks because he's really talented.
Ridiculous.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting takes when it comes to the offensive line. I think that like they really just want to keep it with what has worked, and like because like that's what their players, their personnel that they love the most is so good and effective, and why they love them so much is because it works for Nick Chubb. It's a key contributor to Nick Chubb's success. So yeah, I mean, You might see the rookies and the young ones start to peak their way in. Obviously, as these injuries come, DeJuan Jones, I believe, should have his place somewhere. I believe that. So we'll see. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to play that one by ear, man. The offensive line's an interesting group. It is. It's a very interesting group.
Sure is. Well, not even just the offensive line. I mean, I only mentioned tackles. I mean, we could get into the guards if you want. Of course, perennial Pro Bowler Joel Bitonio.
Yeah.
Of course, Wyatt Teller, big pancake guy.
Big boy.
You're over on that right side. How about the unsung hero in Ethan Posick?
Yeah, the center.
So, will we be able to maintain our success that we've had with our offensive line this season?
If they can stay healthy, yeah.
I agree.
If they're healthy, then yes. I mean, they're special.
Now, this isn't so much as important, but I do want to mention our tight end situation. Of course, we've got David Njoku, our chief.
The chief.
So with Chief being our main guy, obviously on our tight end there, depending on the package that the Browns are going to run, they're going to show a couple different tight end looks there. So between that Giovanni Ricci guy that they got from the Panthers, Njoku, Brevin Jordan, and I think we still have Aikens, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan Aikens.
We might.
Man, this guy's ripping the vape.
They didn't see that. It was on social media screen.
I didn't see anything.
They didn't see it.
So besides that, the packages that they're gonna run, are you a fan of our tight end room, or do you think there's room for improvement?
Njoku is the tight end room. It doesn't matter. Right, Aikens is the next dog. He's dogs. Right. We got the big boys. Green 80, Red 52, Snackaroo. That team is ready to ball, man. I mean, the tight end room is ready to ball. I think it definitely sucks with the loss of Harrison Bryant, but I definitely think that he's an easy replacement on his job and what he kind of did, because he wasn't on the field that much. As long as we have Njoku, we'll be all right. That's the chief. That's Chief Njoku right there.
Have you seen Njoku warm up when it's like negative?
Oh yeah, dude, he's a beast.
No shirt on, no gloves on.
Dude's a beast. Dude's a beast. Dude is an absolute stallion.
He's a monster. So, who is going to be our top receiving threat this season between Cooper, Judy, David Njoku, and Elijah Moore? What are you thinking here?
My hope is that it's Jerry Jeudy, for the sheer fact of Amari Cooper is just getting older. I think it's going to be Amari Cooper because Deshaun has the connection with him already. And the dark horse would be David Njoku, randomly just like picking up like from the end of last season and just finding his niche where he can just be effective, and he becomes like the Travis Kelce, where he's just getting a good chunk of targets and becomes basically a wide receiver one.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me.
But yeah, I mean, I hope it's Jerry Jeudy. I hope Jerry Jeudy comes in here and just breaks out, has a really good season, and shows why he's getting paid that much money, because it'll be good to justify why he got the money. It'll be good to kind of have him hand Amari pass the torch over, because I also think that if that happens, then Amari Cooper might sign on a wide receiver 2 deal where he's making a little less money because he's going to get older, and maybe we can get him for the next 3 years and keep him keep him as a veteran dude, because obviously him and Jerry went to the same college, and and obviously they're very much the same players in their length and their ability to run good routes. So I think having Amari around to teach him would be a very good help.
I agree. And you know what? A 3-year deal would be great after this season. I just don't know, man.
I think you need him. I think you need him. I would rather have him and give up give up an Elijah Moore to keep him, and then just have a Dave, and then have your rookies.
Cedric Tillman. He's
Tillman.
gonna have a breakout year.
Cedric Tillman.
He's my freaking guy this year.
Okay.
If you want, I could go on another hour rant about Cedric Tillman and how much I love Cedric Tillman.
Okay.
I love Cedric Tillman. What's our chat saying?
Cedric Tillman's a dog.
They're saying that?
No, they hate Cedric Tillman. Chad hates Cedric Tillman. I'm kidding.
Come on, Chad, get with the program.
I'm kidding, Chad. Get with the program. It's obvious, but man.
How many viewers we looking at?
Right now, 3. We got three humble servants with us today.
Three loyal servants.
we got the 3 boys with us. It's great.
I love them.
Great to be with you guys today. We love it.
Great to be with y'all.
And yeah, man. I mean, it's just time, man. It's just time. Like, obviously with the Browns, it's kind of just you're waiting. We're waiting until the season starts with the Browns. The Guardians, it's a waiting game with the trade deadline coming up slowly but surely. We only got a couple weeks left. The Cavs obviously there's nothing really going on there. They kind of they're all in Cabo right now. So we're in Cabo about the topic of them.
Cabo.
So we're in Cabo about the topics of the Browns or the Cavs. With the Browns, it's starting to heat up, and with the Guardians, we're hot. And yeah, man. I mean, if you got anything you would like to add to talk about, man, because
not necessarily.
I mean, other than that, I mean, it's your night show, man. We give you all your whole scoop. We give you all the late night scoop, all the late night action. Why? Because we love you guys and we love Cleveland sports. So we would love to sit here and talk with you guys. And honestly, we'd love to be the night show because I don't see anybody else sitting out here at the hours of the nights with all you nocturnal people talking about Cleveland sports, or just putting all you animals out here. Just you guys are all getting home from work, just trying to unwind, and what better way to unwind than to talk about some Cleveland sports? Get your action, get your dose.
What better to get involved in the Daily Dose as well? Go ahead and join the chat. Go ahead and type your feelings. Let us know.
Right. You guys need.
We'll read them on stream and we'll go ahead and answer them. Trust me.
And 100%. And the same thing when I don't care. We'll clip it. Post. Comment on the reels. Comment on videos. Anything. Stories. Comment ideas. Things that you would like us to talk about. Because obviously, I mean, that was a cool little top. Our GOAT list was pretty cool. That was a good little subtopic we got to go on about, and we love to get you guys involved in it. So, as always, obviously, don't forget subscribe, and comment. Give us your ideas.
I do want to ask, who asked the GOAT question?
It's funny because it just says AAA Hunt. Yeah. No idea. It's probably Mr. Schwant or somebody like that. But nonetheless, somebody asked it and we answered it, and we love it. We want more stuff like that.
We do. I was gonna say, does it tell you who all the names are of who's in the chat?
No, it does not. It does not. After I said all their names, we dropped down to one person. So there's one loyal person in here. Now they all got shy.
They all got shy. We
call them out. They got shy. I think they got the vibe that the show's slowly on to coming to an end here, which is
dying out.
Well, we're not dying out. We're always live. We're always here, and we're always in action. Live. But we appreciate you guys. We do. All right, we appreciate you guys. We will make sure we have some content for you until the next show. But other than that, it's been your co-hosts, Alex and Dom, with another episode of the Daily Dose Night Show Edition. Because, we're here for your nighttime activities. We're here to bring you that after the hour grind. Johnny just said, "Sheesh, I'm the only one."
Johnny,
But
we
that-
love you, Johnny.
I just refreshed. I don't know why I had to refresh the chat for that to show up.
Johnny, we appreciate
I
you.
don't even know how long ago. That must have been a minute ago.
Johnny, we love you watching, man, but it'd be even better if you were involved somehow.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Love
fair.
ya.
That's
Gotta
fair.
be kidding
That's fair, Jay. We'd love to get you on the show, man. I know you're the only one in here, but we'd love to get you on the show, man.
Would love to, man.
I know you're not. I know you're not the. I know you're not the sports type, but
Hey, man, just somebody to run a little banter with, talk a little talk with. That's all we need. This guy typing a paragraph on his phone.
who, me?
You!
I'm not typing a paragraph on my phone at all.
What are you doing?
I was checking something. I was checking something. We're hitting the end. Oh wait, he said he's playing Rocket League cooking right now, Johnny.
Hey,
is.
all
Johnny is.
right, Johnny. Cook us up a W.
Right, Johnny, leave a like on the video, bro. What are you doing?
Please
Leave
do.
a like on the video, man. That's absurd. That's just absurd from you.
Give us a quick like, a quick little shout out, and we appreciate it as always, man.
Nah, of course.
Keep
And
doing
once
your
again,
thing, we'll keep doing ours.
right, all right, 100%. We live out here. We live out here, but
We live out here. We do live out here.
nonetheless, oh, he did. He left a like. He got it.
That's...
We appreciate you, Mr. Swan. You're not the only one in here now. There's 2 people in here. I don't know who else joined, but someone else joined at the end just to remind you that you're not the only one in here, Mr. Schwartz.
Let's
But-
go.
But nonetheless, we appreciate you guys. And I think that will do it for today's episode of the Daily Dose Show. We will see you again on Sunday.
Sunday, big day. Dom won't be out of town this time.
We get a Sunday live show with Mr. Dom. So, but all right, that'll be it for today. We'll see you guys on Sunday for another live show. Don't forget to tune into the content until then. Nonetheless, the night show, the Daily Dose Show, is out of here. We love you guys. Make sure you watch some Cleveland sports. Make sure you keep up with all of your Daily Dose activities.
All of your daily dose activities.
All
We
of your
appreciate
daily
it as
dose.
always, and I love you all. Thank you all for
Yup.
joining. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for enjoying our time together. We will be back again this weekend. Like Alex said, we won't have a stupid show that I post. Because of me, it'll be live. It'll be great. It'll be excellent. We'll be here. And you better be here too.
And Johnny, you better not dislike it. I know you said that. That's ridiculous. You better like it, Johnny.
Lord.
Johnny, you better like it. Yep, you better like it. Other than that, we appreciate you guys.